We got caught again.
Look it up. Look it up.
Okay. All right.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Bree from Fractured Compass. SoCal has been opening up their theme parks. We got to go to Disneyland yesterday, so let's get into it of all the changes that we experienced. First and foremost, we don't speak for the company, and everything that we say can change. So we got the opportunity to go to the first day of the soft opening. They officially opened April 30th. We were there April 27th, and we saw some of the changes. So we asked, what questions do you guys want to know? And you guys came up with some things. But first and foremost, let's start from the beginning. Getting there was absolutely fine. The parking structure opened at 8:30. We were able to come in at that time. You go through your screening processes. You're going to be getting your temperature checked. You're going to be getting your bags checked. The same old thing that everybody's been going through everywhere else. So
nothing's different about
Nothing's different there. The biggest difference that you're going to be running into at this point is there is no tram service. So if you do park in the structure, you're going to be walking about a mile.
No.
Yes.
No.
It totally is.
There was no way that was a mile.
It's 3/4 of a mile, and by the time you get to the park gates, it's a mile.
Really?
Yes.
It didn't feel like that.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was a good way to warm up your legs for a theme park day.
But there is absolutely no tram service. Now, for those of you who cannot make that walk, they do have ECVs and wheelchairs and strollers for rental in the structure itself at this point.
Right. They moved that from the Esplanade?
They moved it from the Esplanade over to
the parking structure.
I am unsure if the one at the Esplanade is open as well, because I did not look at that, but it was very, very clear at the structure that they had those rentals out and ready to go. So you're going to be walking into that area, walking to the main entrance, and then based on if you have a Disneyland ticket, a DCA ticket, or a park hopper, that's the decision that you're going to make. The one thing that we experienced as a park hopper is we were not allowed to go into the other park until after 1 o'clock. I don't know if that was a soft opening thing, but I do know that that is something that they are practicing over in Florida, that you cannot go into that second park until like 2 o'clock, 1 or 2 o'clock. So we are also doing that here. Again, I don't know if that's going to be just a soft opening thing, or if that is going to continue throughout the day, but keep that in mind when you want to start at a certain park. Now, starting at 7 a.m., if you guys want to get onto Rise of the Resistance, it is the only ride that is going to still have that reservation system going for it. All right, so at 7 o'clock, you need to have all your park tickets linked for your party, and they will open so that you can join that boarding group. Now, yesterday, we got boarding group 79 at around 7:20. I think that was a fluke. I actually thought that we didn't get a boarding group. I saw at 7:20, okay, I missed out. I messed up. But I was on boarding group 79, and I do know that at this point in time that they are almost up to boarding group 126.
Riley's tail was in frame there for a second.
So let me check the Disneyland app right now, and that's something that you guys are gonna want to have on your phone.
And mind you, that's different than how it used to be. Sorry about the dog noises. It's something different than what it used to be, where you had to be within the park gates inside of Disneyland to be able to make those reservations. They're not doing that anymore. They're doing it, quote unquote, the Disney World way, right? Because that's how Disney World does it?
Yes.
Riley, your opinion is not needed at the moment.
Now, another big change that is happening in the park is that the park hours are cut short. They're only 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's it.
Was that just for us, or is that how it's
I checked for April 30th. Opening day, it is 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. So those hours are very much cut short, and I don't know if that's a financial thing or whatever, but that is also something that's happening over in Florida, is that park hours are being cut short, probably till they make up a little bit of cash from what's going on. So right now, going back to Rise of the Resistance, the boarding groups are 1:14 to 1:30. So it's 6 o'clock, it's 6:16 right now, and 1:14 to 1:30, that's really, really good. Yesterday they had a breakdown. It was 6:20, and we were only on boarding group 79. So I would say after 100, it becomes a little iffy depending on their day if you're going to be getting on that ride. And it states very clear on the app when you do that you may or may not get on if you start getting up into those hundreds. But today it looks like they're having a great day, so they're already up to 1:30.
But that's kind of normal for Rise of the Resistance.
It is. It's on par, and you try to make sure that they have you pray, you hope, and you wish that they have a good day.
And speaking of Rise, we don't know how much of this is going to be 100% accurate for when it opens up to the public, but for Rise of the Resistance, we did skip out on the Rey hologram scene.
Now, walking into Rise of the Resistance, once you get your tickets scanned and you go into the queue, you're going to go into that first map zone. You skip the BB-8 and Rey zone, and you're going directly to the ship. So you're going to see Poe Dameron's X-Wing on the right, and then you go right into that experience. They have circles on the bottom, and I believe there was only 3 groups that were allowed to be inside that area. And you're going to have basically all this plexiglass around and all these kind of circles. You stay in that area. Everybody was socially distanced. Nobody had a problem with it. It did its thing. You went out into the main hangar, and you literally just kind of walked in. Now, I don't know if this is going to be something that is going to pick up a little bit as capacity continues to increase here in California, but we got our own cell. So it seems at this point, at least for the soft openings, that they were just giving each group their own cell, and you get your own transport as well, because there is no plexiglass between the 2 rows. Was there?
There was plexiglass between
was there?
the 2 rows, yeah.
Why did I not see that? I did not see
because
there
we
was
sat in the front
plexiglass.
row.
Okay, so scratch that.
And that's actually something to note is...
Why didn't I notice that?
I don't know, but
That's
attraction,
weird.
Like Indy had the plexiglass in the second row. Rise
yes.
of the Resistance had it in between rows 1 and 2.
Okay.
We didn't go over to DC, so I could not even begin to tell you what that looks
right.
like. Thunder didn't have it, but it was like basically one group per,
it was one group per
train
section,
set.
every 3 sections.
Yeah. So, let's just talk about that really quick. The whole socially distanced thing. Everyone was kind of on their best behavior. No one was griping about anything. Everyone was minding their P's and Q's. It was very clearly marked where you needed to stand and where the markers were. We didn't have any problems. Not even when we were sitting down, not when we were walking through Galaxy's Edge. And the most crowded part of the park to me is always NOCC, No Orleans Square Critter Country.
Mm-hmm.
Not a problem.
No.
Bathrooms were fine. Everything was like a well-oiled machine.
Yes, it was very well done. Alright, so you're going to want to have that Disneyland app downloaded onto your phone. Mobile ordering is going to be your best friend here. When we went to Ronto Roasters, I thought, okay, can I just walk up and do this? Can I order? Like, whatever. No, they were not allowing anybody to go into the area unless your mobile order was already complete. So there at Ronto's Roasters, you needed to have your order already done. You had to show the cast member, and then you could go ahead and go up to the counter to get your food. I don't think they wanted a lot of people in that area because it's an overhang. Yes, it's open, but it's also enclosed. So that's the only one that we kind of ran into. Now, we were on Pirates of the Caribbean. We got our own boat.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was totally awesome, but you also need to remember that I don't know if seating... what we call like seating.
What are you trying to say? Seating arrangements?
The word. Like not seating arrangements, but seating requests. I don't know if you can request row 1. I don't know if you can request row 6 because now that they're not putting a full boat, they have to balance things. But we were, you know what I'm saying?
We got put in rows 2 and 3.
Yeah, we got put in rows, it was like 2 and 3 or 3 and 4 or whatever. But as we were going, we looked over and we saw Blue Bayou, and we're like, hey, let's go eat at Blue Bayou. And realizing later, Blue Bayou was not open. So it seems that any sit-down restaurants that are inside are not quite open for the moment. I don't know if that is going to change, because I know that Disney put on an announcement that Blue Bayou is now going to be serving alcohol, like sparkling wine, and putting liquor inside of the mint julep. So it was going to become the second place other than Oga's Cantina to be serving alcohol in Disneyland Park. Is it going to be opening later? I don't know. I don't see a date for it quite yet.
This is why having the app is going to be your best friend, because it will tell you straight up what's open
Right.
and what's not. It'll say temporarily unavailable, temporarily closed, or hey, we're open, this is what you can get. It will tell you if you have to mobile order, not if you have to mobile order, but it will tell you if there's the mobile order option. If there is, take it. It just makes everything so much easier. But also, something I wanted to mention was not every restaurant or food service place that we are normally accustomed to having open has every option available.
It does not. So something that people are used to is like the Plaza Inn. Now the Plaza Inn is available because there is outside seating, but they're only serving chicken. They don't have the pasta dishes anymore, like the make it pasta. Now some people are like, whatever, like they only liked the chicken and that's fine, but I think they had 3 different things. They had chicken, pasta, and pot roast, and they took 2 of those away and took their most popular dish and they simplified it. Something for people that are vegetarians, they have now added a plant-based Ronto at Ronto Roasters.
Which our 2 vegetarians in the group said was
amazing. Yeah, they put, and I can tell you from looking at it, and I wish I had a picture, it is stacked. It's just stacked full of vegetables. So it's not like it's skimpy on what you
loaded.
get.
I would say the vegetarian Ronto wrap looked more loaded with just stuff than ours did. I mean, you get yours with just Ronto and
I just
pita
get
bread.
Ronto and pita bread.
I get the normal one, and it was absolutely great. I've been craving that for a year. We finally got it. But theirs, the 2 people that we were with, damn.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It looked pretty epic, and they said it tasted amazing. So just when you go in, this is me in the back here talking. When you go in with an open mind. Not everything's going to be open. Please be patient with the park. Please be patient with the cast members. They are learning just as much as you are. They are adjusting just as much as you are. Give them a break. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. It was a lot to be there. It was a little overwhelming, but it was nice at the same time. It's nice to see people back at work. It's nice to see everyone having a good time. But just go in with an open mind that maybe your absolute favorite thing that was on a menu at Tropical Hideaway, it might not be there right now. So just be kind and go in with an open mind and have your backup plans and use the mobile order app so you don't have to stand in lines.
Yes. Something we found out about Tropical Hideaway, they're not doing the bao buns right now, or they weren't doing the bao buns when we went.
Yeah, they weren't doing them
yesterday, but they were only doing the Dole Whips. Cafe Orleans is the only restaurant that we saw that is actually a service restaurant that was open, but you have to just walk up to it. I think starting April 30th, you can make dining reservations for it. At this point, we were just walking up and putting our name down, and it is very, very limited seating because remember, they have to be spaced out. Those tables have to be at least 6 to 10 feet apart. So it is going to be limited. Everything is going to be limited. You're gonna go in there and you're gonna see the longest lines you've ever seen for an attraction, but remember, it's not a long wait time. It's just everybody is 6 feet apart in the line, or they're like, even sometimes we were like 10 to 15 feet apart in a line just because of how things were next to each other.
Yeah, for example, Por ejemplo, the Snow White, because they changed Snow White, it's beautiful. It's overhauled. They overhauled the attraction. It looked like it should have been like a 45-minute line. I think we got through in 6 minutes. Mm-hmm. And it was through the queue, across the way where the Golden Apple used to be, now it's a door and a book, down by Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, into the Fantasyland, Frontierland entrance through the castle. 6 minutes. It looks long. It's not. What was the longest line we waited in?
Longest line we waited in yesterday was
15 minutes for Rise of
15.
Resistance?
Yeah.
That was it? I think the longest line we saw posted was 30. That was for Indy at the very end of the day.
Yes.
The beginning of the day was the first thing we went on. We walked onto it.
Which brings us to another thing. FastPass is not running at this time. There is no way for them to do FastPass with the loading capacities that the attractions have. Okay, so again, FastPass kind of doubles the wait on an attraction if you're holding a standby. That's not the case anymore. What they're doing is they're just keeping a group. You guys are used to staying inside of the film room at Indy. That's not the case anymore. That movie has been shortened down, and it only plays exactly what the attraction is like with the bumpy Jeep that you guys, if you guys are super fans and know those films back and forth like Jackie and I do,
it's just the quote-unquote safety spiel.
The safety spiel in the bumpy Jeep, so you literally just walk through it and then just walk to the Jeep. So everything's gonna move a little quicker, even though if you look at it and you're like, no way, that's 30 minutes, because we're all used to, if a line sticks out all the way into the middle of the area, that's an hour wait. It's not the case anymore. It's just everybody's spaced apart so much.
And they still had posted wait times for everything, but again, don't be intimidated when you see this like massive line sticking out. Remember that typically we're used to Disney just packing people into queues. So you're like nut to butt with everybody. you're packed in there like sardines. That is not the case anymore. And to be completely honest with you, it's really nice.
It is. It's very nice. And some of the shorter, closer queues, like Space Mountain, has plexiglass in between them.
Yes.
And everything. But please, when you go, just listen to the cast, like where they want you to stand, where they want you to go. It's for your safety. It's for their safety. So,
speaking of the cast, really quick, they did a badass job yesterday.
They did a bang-up job for...
everything was so smooth.
It looked like they were really glad to be back what they were doing. They were on top of their A-game. Something that was amazing, that was kind of something I chuckled at, is that the cash registers now have Apple Pay and Tap loaded onto how you're paying. That was something that was huge for me, because it's always been just putting the card in or swiping, and now all I have to do is pull out my phone, put it up, boom, it's done.
But note, if you have Face ID on your phone, you might want to switch it to password.
Yeah.
Because don't take your mask off unless you're eating or drinking in a designated spot. And
Correct.
if you have that Apple Pay and you need to look at your phone, just switch it to your password so it makes things fast. You don't have to pull anything out. They have... What did the guy say? He's like, we went from the 90s to the 2000s with,
Yeah,
with our cash registers.
We just pulled them out.
So, hold on, let me pull up more questions. So, yeah, Thrash asked to have the Fast Pass adjusted. There are no Fast Passes right now.
Fast passes.
In our not-so-humble opinion, that's awesome, because we really don't like Fast Passes. Fast Passes to us ruin everything.
Yeah, guys, just good old-fashioned vanilla. Wait in the line.
Another question, how crowded do you think it will feel on a new typical Disney day?
I think that you're not going to see the crowds that you are used to. There will be times where certain areas get kind of compacted. That's what we saw towards the end of our day at like 6:30, because something that I didn't account for, or that we didn't account for, was the fact that the stores can only have a certain amount of people inside of them. So they do have lineups for the stores, and it can get a little confusing when there's a lot of people, but it's not going to be like your typical New Year's Eve, a billion people there elbow to elbow. That's not how it's going to feel, and it never felt that way yesterday. I think the thing that got a little confusing, and that will be confusing, will be just entrances and exits to the stores, because those are now designated. I know a lot of us have been able to just like weave in and out of every door, trying to skip the crowds on the street. One, there's not really crowds on the street right now, but two, if there is, because everybody like decided to hit Main Street at once, which can happen, you're not going to be able to go into the stores and kind of shoot through that, because there are designated entrances and exits, and if you do get confused, there's cast members standing right there to be like, hey, you can't come in this way, or the entrance is just right around the corner, because they are keeping track of how many people are in the store, which makes it a very, very pleasant shopping experience without being elbow to elbow or compact up.
Fighting over the last event.
It's fighting over last event, or even going into Doc Ondar's, if you guys are fans of Star Wars and you go in to go see the Legacy lightsabers. We went in there and there was only 7 people in there.
What did they say?
They're like, wow, you can actually see what's in this store now.
Because I looked up and I went, wait, has there always been a Wampa in here?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's nice because I can actually sit here and look at everything for a few minutes and then walk out.
Yeah, so everything was really, really nice. I know that's going to change. I know it's been quoted, as long as we stay on the decline, that June 15th, everything will be at 100% capacity. But what Disney is going to determine is 100% capacity for a reservation system.
It's up to Disney.
It's up to Disney. Who knows?
It's up to Disney. But so far, I don't think, to answer this question, to kind of wrap it up, how crowded will it feel on a quote-unquote typical day at Disney? Right now, probably won't feel that crowded. And it never did for us.
You think it's the nicest day ever? We were there from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and we were able to ride 15 attractions. 16,
because you did Splash Mountain.
That's right. So we were able to ride 16 attractions.
16 attractions, 8, walked around, did shopping. Like, we kind of killed it yesterday, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Okay, did you guys like seeing cast members with tattoos and piercings?
I actually, honestly, didn't notice a lot.
I think it's because you're around me. I've got tattoos and piercings. It's not anything new.
But it wasn't anything that stuck out. And I think it's great. I think that there are times to just break the mold, and these are these times. And you saw cast members able to wear pants that couldn't wear pants in the past and everything. So it kind of blew my mind. I was like, wow, I was really excited because I was all like, wow, there's so many options now.
Yeah.
You just don't have this or this, you know, like this. So these cast members have so many options, and they're able to express themselves, and it never took away from the Disney experience. I still had an amazing time.
I think one of the big arguments I've been seeing, like, on Facebook, because, you know, comment sections are just so much fun to be in. People were saying, oh, it's going to be unprofessional, it's going to take away from the Disney experience. No, it's not. We were purposely looking for tattoos and stuff just to be like, oh, we found one. Oh, it was like a game. Never once did I feel that anyone's nails, anyone's hair, anyone's piercings, or anyone's tattoo either took away from the experience, brought me out of show, or was unprofessional. At no time did I ever feel that.
And to be honest with you, there are sometimes, honestly, tell me how many times you've looked at a cast member, really, really looked at him, or when you were getting on a ride and going through the queue, you were just looking at everything else, and you got on, and they were like, hey guys, have a good time, and you're like, thanks, and you went, you know? Like, I don't even think I saw the person. I was so excited to go on Snow White because they had revamped this whole thing that I don't even think I saw the guy that put me on the ride. I saw his hand come down and lower the lap bar, and I was all, woo, let's go. Like, so.
Yeah, honestly, it's cool. If you want to express yourself that way and you're still within Disney Look guidelines, freaking go for it, man. It's about time.
Nothing drew my attention from the show. Nobody did. No,
not one bit. Before we go on to the next question, let's talk about healthy hands.
Ooh, healthy hands. You guys,
they're everywhere.
They're everywhere, and I started making a joke. I was all like, I need healthy hands. So there's like healthy hand stations, literally called healthy hands. Every time you come out of an attraction, you have a hand sanitizing station. Jackie, you said you saw actual hand washing stations.
I saw like 4.
I did not see those.
I saw 4 that I actually like noticed when we were walking. But the joke that I kind of made earlier was there are as many hand sanitizing stations as there are trash cans.
Yeah.
Like, you can't walk more than 30 feet without seeing one, and it's amazing.
Every time you get off an attraction, there's at least one off to the side.
Out of every store. Just around.
So we were like I think I sanitized my hands at least 30 times yesterday, if not more, because I was just like, okay, yeah. You know. And then when I, made it to a restroom, I like washed my hands, but
there were many options to keep yourself safe, so as long as you are being mindful of that, washing your hands often and keeping your gross hands out of your face, you should be totally fine. Again, we need to stress that at no time did we feel unsafe.
No.
Disney did a badass job of making sure that everything was pretty kosher.
If you guys have been to Knott's Berry Farm's food festivals, if you guys have been to Taste of Universal, it's not going to be any different. Yep. Except you get to go on rides now, and it's all spaced apart. It's kind of cool having your own boat in Pirates. It's kind of cool having your own log at Splash Mountain. It's kind of cool having your own Jeep in Indy. You know, like,
yep.
I don't know. You're like, this
totally.
is my space. You know, this is my Jeep. Like,
I thought it was kind of nice.
It is.
But there are dividers. Probably
there are
when
dividers.
They open up for the general public to get more people on the rides. I totally get that. But a lot of the attractions that have more than like 4 seats in it have dividers.
Yeah.
So again, we can't speak exactly for what it's going to be like when it opens up on April 30th and any time after that, because we're probably not going to be going for a while. But for being kind of the guinea pigs, everything was hunky-dory.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have any problems.
No.
So
Awesome
good.
time, guys. Fully recommend it if you guys can get there.
We got more questions. We got more questions.
Alright.
How bad were the lines? I went to Six Flags and the lines took forever. Any faster here? Like
no
I said,
more than 15 minutes.
Yeah, we didn't wait more than 15.
Tops, I heard, was 30 to 45, and that was like Indy.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
It was already like 6:30 at night, so.
But we went on Space at like 1, 2 o'clock, and we
walked right
onto
on.
it. So yeah, for us, no major line issues. What that's going to be like.
It's going to get busier. Just understand that. But I don't think it's going to be...
I don't think it's going to be insane.
I don't think so either. They have to account for things. They have to, if you guys are in the know of attractions, they need to account for the ride capacities being lowered.
Yeah. But again, this is what our experiences were. We cannot speak on behalf of everybody. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, again, we went on the very first day. We went in expecting there to be hiccups. I cannot tell you one hiccup.
There was not
one.
Oh, one.
Not one. It was just figuring out what was open, what wasn't, what places had available, and what they didn't. That was it.
Yeah.
Easy.
I think this experience and the feedback of guests are going to be very, very important to Disney on how to keep people happy, and know that the money that you are spending to get in this park, that you can ride 10 attractions or more on it, you know, or more.
Like us.
Before
we went on 16 attractions yesterday.
On a good day, if you come in, you're gonna be like, hey, I don't know if I want to go back to having elbow to elbow.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a really good day.
Isn't that right, Riley? It was a big sigh. The last question we've kind of already covered. Did the new rules and procedures seem to run smooth, or were the guests confused and all over the place?
No. The only confusion that I can foresee is, again, that there are certain entrances and exits to shopping areas, and if you end up going the wrong way, somebody will just politely say, hey, can you please enter around, because they are keeping track. And I think one person was like going into Batu, they just asked, hey, are you passing through, or you're shopping? And
oh yeah, that was in the marketplace.
In the marketplace, and we were like, yeah, we're gonna be shopping, so they accounted us. If they were like, are you passing through, and we were just saying passing through, I think they would have just let us shoot through without holding us.
Either that, or we would have just walked around.
Or just walked around.
So you go 10 feet behind you and turn. Literally, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, like, we'll talk about entertainment here in just a second, but to sum up, like, COVID procedures and getting in and getting out and getting on attractions and going through stores to get merch, food, if you go in with an open mind, if you go in knowing that we've all been kind of following these rules for the better part of a year now, you're gonna have just as magical of an experience as we're all used to.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was happy to be there. It was like seeing an old friend. You kind of just picked up where you left off. Is it a little different? Yeah, it's a tiny bit different. But once you get over the fact that it's a tiny bit different, you're gonna have a totally normal day. It's awesome. It was just nice being back in the attractions. It was nice to see some familiar faces from old cast member friends. And it was nice to see people having fun again.
Mm-hmm.
So, real quick, let's talk about entertainment. Because there is almost none.
There's no entertainment.
We also can't speak for DCA because we didn't go.
Yes,
We just stayed in Disneyland.
Yeah, as she said, we only stayed in Disneyland, and that was only because I had a boarding group for Rise of the Resistance, so I was trying to like keep on track of that. But there is no entertainment going on, so there's no fireworks, there's no parades, there's no anything. I don't know if they're going to be adding any cavalcades like they did in Florida. That's, you know, to foresee. But the only thing that we did see is that there were characters out. You can't really meet and greet with them, but they're there, they're waving. So who do we see? We saw Goofy and Donald.
We saw Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Donald at Main Street train station.
Yeah, so they were
chilling out on the steps because the entrances were just on the sides.
Right.
So no big deal. And that was kind of cool because they were just waving at people and they're sitting there dancing to the music. By the way, hearing the Main Street soundtrack was amazing.
Going into Toontown, they had all their houses. So Minnie was out.
We saw Pluto, Minnie, and Chippendale.
Yeah.
And they were just sitting there like watering their plants like Animal Crossing and waving at people that walked by. And you could interact with them within the 10 feet like gap that they have.
Yeah.
And it was super cute.
It was cute.
Like Pluto was just sitting there watering his plants and like sniffing them, you know, like dogs do.
Yeah.
It was cute. It was really cute.
But that's all we saw for the whole day. Again, when it officially opens April 30th, I don't know if they're going to be adding anything.
Oh, we did see Ray and Chewie above the Star Speeder.
Okay.
In Batu.
Yeah. And I think that's on par with what is going on.
Yeah, they were up and up. And
Yeah.
I didn't see any stormtroopers though.
Yeah. So
entertainment, like, yes, it's going to be what they've announced. No pyro.
Mm-hmm.
No parades. No Phantasmic for right now. Again, this is probably going to change a lot.
Yeah.
In the next couple of months. So, what else?
I think that kind of sums it up.
Yeah, downtown's been open for a while. Downtown procedures have not changed at all.
No.
We didn't go into DCA, so we can't really talk about DCA. I'm assuming that it's probably identical to the
about the
procedures in Disneyland.
I think the only thing that'll open is Grizzly, and then in Disneyland, they're still working on the Jungle Cruise, if you guys have been following the major changes on that, and Matterhorn.
Matterhorn was closed. Tom Sawyer's Island was closed.
And Tom Sawyer's Island is closed because that is a touch point
Blasters.
nightmare.
Yeah.
Yes.
Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters was closed.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't running the monorail for the soft opening. I don't know if that's going to change for regular opening.
I don't know. Yeah.
Is there anything we know about hotels?
The Grand is open tomorrow.
Okay.
They will be inviting their first guests in at 7 a.m. Tomorrow. They can
Tomorrow's
check
the
29th. So they can check in tomorrow. And I think people are going to be obviously going into the park. But remember, a hotel reservation does not guarantee you a park reservation. So
Paradise
keep
Pier
that
is
in mind.
still closed.
Paradise Pier is still closed,
And
and
the
the
Design
Design Hotel is still going to be closed for now.
So, the best thing that I think we can tell you guys, I hope everyone can hear me from back here. The best thing that we can tell everybody is go in with an open mind. Go in knowing you're going to have fun. Yes, things are a little tiny bit different, but it's also not. We had a great day yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And we adapted to this system within 5 minutes of walking in. And just have your Disneyland app. Your Disneyland app is going to be your best friend. It really is. But for the most part, most of the shops are open, most of the restaurants are open, most of the attractions are open. Especially like your heavy hitters. Space, Indy, I almost said Jungle, Jungle's not open. Splash, Rise of the Resistance, it was open. Pirates Mansion, we hit Indy, Pirates and Mansion in like 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We did 3 attractions in like 15 minutes. I could not have asked for a more smooth experience.
Yeah.
It was pretty rad. So go in with an open mind. Go in
with the
knowing
flow.
you're gonna have fun and go with the flow. Yeah, the
Yep.
cast members, you can tell, are happy to be back at work. The life within the park is coming back. Life finds a way, guys. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. Read the Disney Parks blog. It tells you everything you want to know. It'll tell you what's open and what's not.
Totally.
Check the website. And the Play app, it works. Because
Yes.
we were messing around in Galaxy's Edge for like an hour, just messing with everything that we could.
So download that Play app, download that Disneyland app. Make sure you have a credit card or debit card attached to it so you can just order food off of mobile order. Go with the flow. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Wash your hands. Keep your mask on.
Yep.
Be cool. What else? Oh, you can get your Rise of Resistance tickets at 7 a.m. because we forgot about that.
Rise of Resistance tickets at 7 a.m. There is another chance at noon, but that is not the guaranteed time. So
We're just happy the parks are open.
yeah.
And Disney did a damn good job of making sure that everyone was safe. And that their cast was safe. Yeah.
It's been 412 days, guys. 412 days Disneyland Park has been closed. So it's time to open back up.
Welcome back, everybody. We can't say see you out there. Okay, bye!
Let us know in the comments down below if you guys are going to Disneyland, or if you're not, if you have any questions that maybe we can answer that we didn't answer in this video. If you stayed here, thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you around.
Bye! Show them your thing. Show them your thing. Show them your little fire spirit.
I bought this. And I don't know why, but I love him.
Okay, bye.